Feel these good deep inhales and exhales flowing for us. As we start to head into our class today, the word that I've been focusing on the last couple of days is vulnerability. And in Yogilates, vulnerability is trying exercises even if they're hard. Obviously, like normal, we always have permission to take breaks or to drop out of certain movements. That's always going to be fine. But we're setting ourselves up to, in a way, be vulnerable in different stretches and in different strengthening poses. And so this is a chance to kind of get outside of our comfort zone just a little bit. That vulnerability side is that part of us that doesn't want to do new things because we're going to make ourselves look like a fool, perhaps. It's that part of us that's afraid of trying new things. And so today our idea is simply, no matter what comes up, be vulnerable to it. Approach the pose saying, here I am, this is what I've got, it's the best that I am right now, and that's all I can possibly offer. And because we're showing up, giving ourselves all that we can offer, we can love ourselves for everything that happens in this whole journey. The successes, the failures, it's all the same to us. So that's the idea that will rest in the back of the mind as we travel through our class today. So with that idea to get started, let's begin with knees coming into the chest. Just rock around on those hips for a moment. Help the low back. Help the hips start to just have that kind movement. Just a couple of good breaths. Okay, from here, the first thing that we're going to start off with is extending our legs straight up to the sky. And our hands rest on the floor, close to our hips. From here, we're going to segment this into two pieces. The first piece that we do is lower the legs partway down, maybe about 45 degrees, and then exhale, bring it back up. From here, the second section is that we try to bring the legs closer to our body. Maybe we can get the hips to lift up off the ground a little bit, and then we return back to start. So those are the two parts, lowering down, and then back to start, and raising higher. And back to start. Going down and up. And this way we're being vulnerable with that low back because it does have to lift. It's strengthening some of those low back muscles that don't always actually even hardly work at all for us. But that and the core are the only things that can make the hips lift a little bit. So we're trying to reach that point. Even if it doesn't really look like you're lifting it, you can feel it in your body that you're engaging those muscles to help them become stronger. And here's 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. And drop the feet down to plant. Now, one of the big things that I'm going to focus on today is including plenty of arm workout things, like just simply adding in arms where maybe normally we let them rest instead. So that for me is one of my vulnerable spots because I'm so weak in my arms that I always feel vulnerable when it comes to arm strengthening things. Like if people start saying, oh, let's do a push-up contest, it's like, I don't know about that. So that's my vulnerable spot for sure, which is why we're bringing it in. But this first one with the arms, all it needs to do is reach up overhead and then exhale. We roll up our upper back as the arms come down. So it's essentially just pumping through the arms. Inhale, exhale. It's kind of like a crunch, just including those arms in it. I like to make sure the neck gets a chance to rest each time we go back, but we were not wearing it out too much. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring the hands behind the back of the neck, just lift it up, giving that neck a nice stretch. Maybe there's movement, or maybe just simple stillness. Head simply gets to rest for this next one. The arms do those same motions up and down at the same time that one knee comes in and the other leg hovers out. So start your legs off in that position. It doesn't have to be super low. If the low back doesn't like it super high, super low, you can keep it higher. But one knee's bent in, one leg straight out, arms come up overhead, and then we crunch. The head totally can just stay rested, or you can crunch it up, personal preference. When the arms come back overhead is when we switch the legs. Crunch. And leg switch. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop the feet back down. Good. The next one, arms do the same things. Arms rise up. When they lower down, at the same time, the hips roll up into bridge pose. When the arms raise back up, the hips lower back down. So simply moving in opposition. Let this one be just as slow as the speed of your breath. So that nice exhale to rise, inhale to lower. And here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work. So let's just take the right ankle onto the left thigh and thread the arms around. We're starting to get into that hip, a little bit into the glute. It's that nice kindness as we're taking a little break. You can either stay just like this or straighten that left leg up and try to walk hands up to that left leg. Going a little bit deeper with the hamstring, but yet the right hip is still just as much in the stretch. Yeah, it's kind of funky, no pressure.
Actually, I feel more of the stretch this one.
Good. so from here, bend that left knee, keep that ankle on the thigh, and let both legs twist all the way over to the left side. Arms spread open. We're in that low back, a little bit of spinal twist. A little bit working slightly deeper into the IT band. If you don't really feel the IT band, you're always welcome to scoot the legs closer to that left shoulder. Slide the feet back to where they were. If you scooted them closer, this will be a more powerful way to be. And then take your fingertips behind the head. We're going to do crunches. The crunches is our torso directly up to the sky. So even though our legs are in the twist, we're still twisting as if the legs were neutral. What this will do is include some new muscle groups that we don't use all the time, deeper into the obliques especially because of the twisted action already set up in the shape of this. So we take the inhale just like normal to prep. Exhale when we crunch, try to go directly forward in line with your mat. Exhale, crunch. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Relax. Uncross the ankle now. So we're just in a normal twist, both feet stacked on top of each other. And then while the rest of our torso is open in this twist, our knees are going to do the clamshell motion. So we imagine that we're moving through molasses. The knees slowly rise away from one another as far as they can, and then squeeze that molasses out of the clam's mouth as it comes back together. Just a nice inhale, creating our own resistance. Exhale back down. Three, 2, 1. Beautiful. Return the hips back to the ground. Now we're taking left ankle on right thigh, thread around, clasping close to that right side. Optional choice to straighten right leg up to include the right hamstring. And then bending that if you took it up. Let both legs start to fall all the way over to the tilt on the right. You can scoot the legs closer to the right shoulder if that's helpful. Okay. We take the prep for the crunches, so if the feet need to slide back to where they were, that's okay. Hands support the head so the neck isn't straining too much. And remember, we crunch directly up to the ceiling rather than to the thigh. So when you're ready, take your inhale, exhale, we're up and down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1. Head relaxes back down. Unhook the ankle, so we're just in that normal twist now. Okay, taking a few clamshells, the knee opens up and squish it against the molasses, coming together. Nice slow inhale, slow exhale, return. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hips return back to the ground. From here, the next leg movement is straight leg switches. So one leg goes up to the sky, the other leg chooses an angle. The way that we include our arms is reaching the arms up overhead, and then anytime we've switched the legs, you come up and touch both of your arms to the outer part of one of the thighs. We hold there for a moment, and then we switch. Exhale, hold. Inhale, switch. So just stay there the duration of the whole exhale. And then that's all. So not too long. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let the feet come together on the floor, knees opening. This is a nice little cobbler's pose. If arms would like to stretch overhead, that will give your low back a chance to arch, which can feel nice when we've done a lot of these crunches. Okay, this next one is in 2 parts. The first part is reaching up and through those legs. The second part is we leave the arms up and we try to crunch the legs toward us and all the way down. So make sure you're not just throwing it around, you're definitely including the core, all those muscle groups. It's more about the muscular contraction than the momentum. So, and just follow your breath. So inhale here to start, exhale to reach. And inhale, exhale legs. Inhale, exhale reach. Here's 5, 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Good. Rest back down a couple of breaths. and then let the arms and the legs open up to a huge figure X on the ground. A few more breaths just of recovery. Okay, the two parts that happen with this. First, we take opposite elbow to knee, so right elbow to left knee. That's the first part. And then we extend it back out to start. The second part is that the same side, so right arm and left leg are straight, reaching up above us. And return. Now we switch sides, so elbow and straight. Bent and straight. I usually have the head lift for the first half, and the second half, if the head would like to relax down, that's fine. You can lift it both times though, just check in with the neck and make sure it's okay. And let's take 3 more each side. Two. And 1. Good. Dropping back down, you'll just feel that rest happening again. You can feel already our body from the very core part of us warming us up. It's such a beautiful thing to do, especially if the weather's starting to get colder. Feeling that wonderful heat come from the inside out. Feel that heart alive in our chest. Okay, to start prepping for the next one, we need both feet to be planted close to the glutes again. Glue your knees together, but let the right leg extend out. So because knees are glued, you've already kind of dictated what the angle will be. So from here, arms reach up overhead. We flap them like bird wings, opening them through the sides. And then we try to pick up as much of our back as we can. Some people can come all the way up to sit and then roll back down. Some people go up through their shoulders. So just however high your sit is, that's great. Here we're going for number 7. 6. 5. 4. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring that right leg up to the sky. Just grab on, giving it a little stretch through the hamstring. You can always have the ankle rolling about if there's tightness in your foot, or sometimes to get to the hamstring better, I'm just focusing on extending that heel even higher upward. Good. Drop this right foot down. The knees are glued together. Left leg is the one that extends out. And reach the arms up overhead. Inhale. Exhale, flap like a bird to rise up as much as you can. And lower. Here's 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Good, last one. And left leg up to the stretch. Okay, so from here, let's work our way up to sit. Let's just take an extra little break for that hamstring. Both legs extending out long, reach up overhead. And then exhale, relax forward. Allowing head to be nice and heavy. Feel that powerhouse. All that heat that we've cultivated. It's almost like, I don't know, like we're burning coal within us to help power the rest of our body. That's the kind of powerhouse I'm thinking of inside of my body. It's like I feel the heat, I feel the energy starting from that center and expanding outward into my body. That's why they call it the solar plexus, because it is warming when we engage the core, just like the sun is very warming to the earth and everything around. Okay, so as we start to sit back up, we're going to bring our arms out in front of us. And this one's to start getting into the shoulders just a little bit more. We lean partway back as far as we have the control. When we sit back up, the arms reach up overhead. And then just repeat that motion multiple times. So as far back as it feels okay for the back, and up. A nice exhale, exhale. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Posture nice and tall. Float the fingers to the left and to the right. And then from our nice tall posture, start dropping the right ear to the right shoulder, getting that nice neck stretch. If you even want to place the right hand on top of the left ear, that top one, that's okay. We've got about 3 more breaths right here. And then gently release the right hand back down as the head floats up. Left ear to left shoulder. You have the option to take left hand up if you wish. Okay, as the hand drops down, the head floats up. From here, our hands can go behind us. The easy version that we're doing is bicycles. The harder version is arms floating, doing bicycles through boat pose. So personal preference, whatever you have control over. And then we're taking our shape and going with it. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and cobbler's pose. Relax that spine. If head wants to continue rocking left and right, that's absolutely beautiful. Okay, and then as we sit up, we come into just a normal cross-leg shape. Easy to sit up nice and tall here. The arms are gonna be out at each side, and we're gonna start off with nice little arm circles. So let's take huge ones. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try to reverse it, sticking with it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And clasping the hands together behind your back, lean forward. Sometimes people can set their forehead down on the ground. If not, that's okay. Just kind of lean as the arms pull away into a nice shoulder stretch. And hands come back down, roll the spine up. So from here, the next movement that we're gonna do is thumbs up shake to each side. We're pumping it up and down for just 10 little times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now do thumbs forward. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thumbs back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more. Thumbs down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now take the right arm all the way across the body. Hook around with the left and maybe left eardrums down. Arms open up full. And take the left arm across. Right arm hooks, maybe right ear drops down. Okay, arms open. And then from here, feel free to give your shoulders a break as I'm demonstrating the next one. So it'll be a nice inhale. Imagine you're grabbing onto something and you're pulling it down. So a nice strong exhale as the arms slowly make their way into the side ribs. And then inhale, feather light, just float up to the sky. So that's our motion. If your shoulders need just another moment, that's okay. You're gonna try to aim for 10 of those when you're ready. So feather light up, exhale, pull. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, good work. Let's come up onto our knees. As we're here, I personally like to tuck my back toes. That helps me have a little bit of control as I'm leaning my body forward and backward. At the same time that we lean back, one of our arms takes a back stroke and then simply circle it back up. And then your second arm back stroke and up. So when you're ready, a nice exhale, inhale. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, And 1. Good, dropping onto the hands. Reach the right arm up to the sky briefly and thread that right shoulder down onto the ground. Left arm can stay, it can reach forward, it can wrap around the low back, personal preference. Slide the left hand in front of the face, press into it to rise. Take a little cat and a cow. Good. For second side, left arm floats for a moment. Thread it under and through. Right arm is the one that gets to choose its spot. Unwind. Take a couple of cat cows this time. 2, 3, 4 sets, however fast or slow you're going. One more. And then let's walk the knees back. Try to slow motion lower your way down to the ground. And notice the spot where the hands land right under the shoulders. Keep them in that spot. Keeping the elbows glued right into our side ribs. This next one is simply that we press into the hands. The chest lifts about an inch or so and then lower back down. It doesn't have to lift very high for you to feel the pectoralis muscles, those chest muscles starting to work. So nice inhale, exhale. Make sure you're feeling the contraction through the chest and then the release at the bottom. We use the inhale to float because that just helps protect the low back. It's like an airbag effect for the spine. Make sure each time you're feeling the contraction, let's take 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let the arm stretch up overhead. Whew. From here, just let the head rest for 2 or 3 more breaths. Okay, this next one's going to be swimmers. This can be slow or it can be fast. The slow version is opposite hand, so right arm and left leg lift, and then left arm and right leg lift. Just going back and forth with opposites. If you're going faster, you're doing both at the same time, just constantly swimming. So personal preference, slow or fast. Sometimes the slow is nice because you can really feel the back muscles taking that nice contraction to lift and that release to lower. So that's perfectly fine, nothing wrong with that. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Take a moment with a nice Sphinx pose. Elbows can plant. Let the heart drag forward and through. can slide the hands in for a nice child pose for a couple of breaths. So that gets that nice recovery after being in that nice arched shape for a while. You can stay here for a few more breaths. At some point, you'll feel happy to be into a nice downward facing dog, so feel free to rise there when you're ready. Eventually walk your hands backwards so you're in a nice forward fold at the back of the mat. Inhale, circle the arms to the side, stretch up to arch back, and hands come to the heart. So as we're starting to wind down, we're gonna take the next one with Pilates push-ups. The first rep, we're gonna do 5 reps total. The first rep, we're doing 5 push-ups. The second rep is 4, the third rep is 3, 2, and 1. So that'll just make it easier as we go. While we're still strong, we can go the higher reps. So the way that we do this is inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and do it with me. Start to walk forward through downward facing dog, all the way forward to plank. You can drop the knees down if you like to do that for your push-ups. Now as we lower down for our 5 reps, keep the elbows squeezed in, going as low as you can control, and then back up. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up to down dog. Walk the hands back in until we're in that forward fold at the back of the mat. And inhale, rise. Hands at the heart. Okay, the next one's 4 reps. So inhale, exhale. Walking forward. Maybe drop down to knees. And 4, 3, try to keep elbows pointing backwards. 2, and 1. Downward facing dog. And walking back in. Nice inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise. And to the heart. The next one's 3. Inhale. Exhale. Walking forward. Maybe drop to knees. And here's 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. And walk backwards. Pause there. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Okay, here's 2. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. Walking forward. Maybe drop to knees. And here is 2. And 1. Down dog. Lock it in. Float. To heart. Okay, the last rep. We got 1 push-up. When you're there, try to make it a good one. Maybe going a little bit lower than your comfort zone, getting to that vulnerable stage, and then try to press up. Good. Downward facing dog. Let's pause for a few breaths, just kind of pedaling the calves out into the stretch. Eventually heading backwards when you're ready. Dangle for a few extra breaths here. No rush. And when we rise, hands at the heart, Step the right foot forward to pyramid. So however much a good step is, that's pretty good. Hips stay square forward. Hands can be on the thigh. Just start to slide them down. We can absolutely end up at the shin. Sometimes we drop down to the floor. The biggest thing though is don't let the knee bend. The moment it bends, the hamstring's not really stretching anymore. So kind of contract the quad, lift the knee up just a little bit. Knees bend, we roll up and switch the feet out. Same thing, hips are definitely forward, they're not open to the side at all. And then start to slide down. Contract the quad, lifting the kneecap just a little bit, obviously not locking it. Good, bend the knees, roll up. Let's work our way down to a comfortable seated place. So from here, leave the left foot on the ground, the right ankle comes up. And let's get into that hip opener again. So this might mean just simply pushing that right knee open. It might mean sliding the bottom foot in. For me, I can balance hugging around the thigh. Not everybody can get that much though, so don't feel like it's a competition. It's our body, our hip, and whatever feels best today. The foot on the ground starts to slide over to the right. This will end us up in the shin stacking or cross-leg shape. With our inhale, float the arms up to the sky. Exhale, twist over your right shoulder, heading into a nice spinal twist. Just grab onto the knee or the thigh. You can continue to spiral, that's fine. And then inhale, float. Exhale, second slide. Inhale, float back up. Arms come down to the ground in front of you. Start to walk forward. My favorite stretch for the glutes. So just kind of relax into it. Okay, walking back in. Plant the right foot, left ankle comes up. Do whatever you need to do to help you feel that left hip opening. Whether you're gentle pressure on the knee, you're scooting the bottom foot in, whatever helps you find that perfect angle. One more good inhale. And then exhale, the bottom foot slides over to the left, trying to stack shins or just put it in the left leg in front. With our inhale, circle arms up to the sky. Go over the left shoulder first this time. Inhale up. Exhale, second side. Inhale up. Exhale, hands drop in front of you, walking it forward. Okay, this time when we come back up, we'll head into any last stretches our body needs. So if we want another little hamstring stretch, we can go with legs extending forward. We could head onto our back, starting to take a nice little twist to each side or little movements like that. It's anything that just helps you feel good, preparing your body for that beautiful Shavasana to come. So no rush, just keep on doing those nice little stretches that help your body prepare for it. And eventually you will find a nice place to release. Sometimes it can be very vulnerable for us to not have thoughts constantly going through our brain. It's like our brain is most comfortable when it's thinking about something, anything. So maybe as we're traveling into our Shavasana, we head toward a space where there's less thought by simply naming whatever part of the breath we're on. Inhale, exhale. Trying to be with that, literally we're pushing all the rest of the thoughts out of our brain, bringing it to that vulnerable spot where we're right here with what's actually going on at this moment. So be with it, breathe with it. Begin to deepen the inhales and the exhales. Introducing little movements back to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists, stretching out, waking up. Eventually taking a nice little fetal position or just coming straight up if you're ready. And as our hands join together in front of our heart, we think back on this class. We think of the areas of our body that we know are our strong points or our weak points. And we're so happy that we got to let those weak points be vulnerable today. going through the movements, even if we're not there in the full thing yet. We're making our progress. We're getting stronger. We have that faith and trust that we will get there. And so with that kind of beginner mindset type of vulnerability to lead us into the rest of this day, let's wrap up this wonderful time we got to share together with the sound of Om. Taking a deep inhale now. May we be filled with light and happiness and peace. Namaste.